Hello, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day today. No, hope you're having a blessed day today. Were you gonna say it back or what? There's a lie that a lot of Christian men believe, or not just Christian men, but men in general. And the scariest part is, most of us don't even realize that we're actually believing the said, thing. You know, we think we're chilling, but no, that's not really the case at all. And it goes like this. If I'm a strong man, or a strong Christian man, I shouldn't be struggling. I should be fine, right? So literally, instead of admitting weakness, you tend to hide in it. Like, really holding that back and trying to live in this mindset of, nah, I gotta be strong. I gotta have it all together. Or even as a Christian, you pretend that you're spiritually strong, but you're struggling on the inside. Like, you're falling apart. Let's talk about that. Because pretending to be strong might be the very thing that's keeping you weak. Now just hear me out real quick. Somewhere along the way, a lot of men learned this message. Real men don't cry. Real men got it all together. Real men don't talk about their struggles or battles. Real men don't doubt. Real men this, real man that, real man this, that, and the third. So then what happens? You show up, you show out, you do what you gotta do and whatnot, but you feel emotionless because you don't want to, show, you want to be strong, you want to be a man and whatnot. Or if you go to church, you raise your hands to worship, you say the right words and whatnot, but deep down inside, you're hurting. You're fighting temptation, you're battling with anxiety, you're questioning things that you're afraid to open up about out loud. Instead of bringing it out into the light, you tend to bury it. Or maybe another thing is that maybe you tried opening up at some point and you've been shut down, you've been shut out. Like anything you say just doesn't matter. I understand how it feels. It sucks. I'm telling you, it's not the prettiest thing, especially when it's people you thought you could trust with whatever information that you gave them. Here's the thing though, the Bible never taught that men don't struggle, or at least the strong men don't struggle at all. You can reference that in James 5:16. Confess your sins to one another and pray for one another so that you may be healed. That verse says something pretty important. You will struggle. Christians will struggle. Men, anybody will struggle. But what makes the difference is if you hide it, bury it, put it in a bottle, toss it away, or if you bring it out into the light. Let's try and take a deep dive for a moment. Let's listen to me real quick. Do you feel like it's easier pretending that you're okay, or admitting and opening up about how you feel? Because for a lot of us men, pretending that we're okay is easier unless we just suck at acting. Then well, yeah. But I guess for the ones who I would say suck at acting, I don't want to burden people with that problem. Okay? Like, hey, if I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the mood. Don't talk to me. Okay? I'm not in the mood. I'm not trying to put that burden on you. I'm not trying to put that struggle or anything on you. Okay? If I'm not in the mood, just I don't really want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. Leave me be. Because sometimes, you got some guys who, can either play it off really well and don't really show the emotion, and they're always, happy go-getter type of dudes. Little do you know that they're probably struggling and whatnot, and they don't want people to feel the way they feel. Which that's how it is sometimes, The problem is though, pretending has a cost, because all those emotions you feel, you're just stuffing it all into the bottle one after another, till eventually it just comes to a point where you're numb. You don't know what to feel anymore. You don't know how to feel. And usually whatever stays in the dark grows in the dark until eventually you explode. You turn into someone that you didn't mean to turn into, This monster, this beast. Someone that just explodes out of nowhere. All this anger, resentment and chaos. All that pain. It hurts. In the Bible, David cried out in the book of Psalms. Read it. It's great. Elijah wanted to be deceased. Paul talked about a thorn in the flesh. These are some of the strongest men in the Bible, and they struggled. These men didn't hide their struggles. They wrote them down in the book for us all to know. David literally cried out to God saying, "Oh, why do you cast this on me, God?" Basically. A strong man would pretend that everything is okay. A stronger man would know that everything is not okay, be vulnerable about it, but to not let it affect him. Like, in a way where it's his whole personality. Oh, woe to me. Oh, everything sucks. Oh, everything sucks. You could say everything sucks. Everything is just too much, but everything will be okay. Let's have a little chat real quick. Let's have a little discussion. Why do you think so many Christian men feel like they have to hide their struggles? Now, you guys can talk about this in the comments below if you want to. This is just me saying how I feel about this. I feel like a lot of men or Christian men or people in general, but mostly men, we tend to hide our struggles because we don't want to burden people and letting people see that vulnerability, because a lot of people tend to take advantage of that vulnerability when we open up. I've had some moments where I've tried to open up to people and I've been taken advantage of, to where like I keep to myself. I don't try to burden people. I don't try to go to people about it. Well, now I have people in my circle who I can be vulnerable with and we can talk about some things, but I'm still learning how to open up to people instead of shutting down, because I shut down like crazy. If I feel like something is overwhelming or becoming too much, or if I feel like I'm not being heard, I'm gonna shut down and probably shut you out. I hate for it to be like that, but if you're not truly trying to hear me and understand, then I don't know how I'm gonna be able to, for one, understand you, and two, I don't know how we're gonna be able to, align if we're not hearing each other. Or maybe you just don't understand, then communicate that, and maybe watch how you say it, because sometimes the way people say it could be like, well, I'm not understanding you. Talk to me. You're not talking to me. What are you doing? Because if someone's shutting down, bro, don't push them on. If you see them shutting down, give them space. They will open up to you eventually. Give them some time. It takes time for people to understand something. It takes time for people to understand or to listen. I guess I'm just saying that from personal experience. This is it's a whole thing right now. It's a lot. Second thing, do you think pretending to be strong actually helps or hurts spiritual growth? Oh, it hurts. No, it hurts spiritual growth. If you pretend everything is okay and just hide your emotions, that's not really gonna help you in the long run, because all you're doing is bottling your emotions instead of giving it to God. Or even finding the right source of people who can help you through that problem, to open up to someone. Heck, talk to a therapist. There are plenty of therapists out there who will happily listen to your problems, try to help you through them, give you solutions. Christian-based therapists who can give you biblical solutions to said problem. Because the craziest thing is that I discovered the Bible has the answer to so many humanly problems, like emotions, finances, relationships, all of that. It has the answer to everything, bro. It's insane. But I feel like it hurts your spiritual growth because it's not in the way of actually being open, giving your all to God and whatnot. And the more you bottle everything in, the more hurt you're gonna become. And another thing, it's okay to be angry, but don't sin. Like, if you hide your emotions and then you explode, yell, scream, do that in the third, it's okay to be angry. Jesus was angry. He flipped tables. He used a whip. He didn't hurt anybody though, nor did he sin when he was angry. Gotta watch yourself. And then on top of that, you gotta learn to be open. You gotta learn to speak how you feel. Your emotions is your emotions. No one's gonna stop you from feeling how you feel, okay? If they don't listen, that's on them. There's plenty of resources you can find in order to, have someone listen to you, to feel heard. What would the church look like if men were more honest about their battles? I feel like the church would be a lot stronger. Like, men could come to men and try to understand each other a little more. Men can come to each other to try to, build each other up, push each other to be how would I say it? Be stronger with one another. Be proud of themselves. Not like pride in a way, but, have more confidence in themselves and whatnot, If more men were more vulnerable with each other, then I feel like we would probably be more understanding with one another and help each other through any problem that we might have. You'd be surprised, like, a lot of people, like, whatever you might be going through, there is someone else going through the same thing or has been through the same thing but came back out on top. And if we were more vulnerable with each other and actually open up and talk about it, maybe like the person who's been through it can help the person who's going through it to build each other up, to, you know, help them get to the top. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the church would definitely be closer to what Jesus would want it to be more open, honest, vulnerable, to go to God about it, to really incorporate God into the mix. Who in your life can you be real with about what you're going through? My best friend. Right now, we're trying to figure out more of what we can do to incorporate more Bible study with one another, but we're also learning to like be more vulnerable and talk about whatever is going on in our lives. You know what I'm saying? It still isn't really easy for me to open up right now to quite a few people just because of things that's happened to my history, which is why, you know, I'm in therapy and I'm getting the help I need in order to actually, you know, progress through and learn how to deal with these emotions, to be more emotionally like vulnerable in a way, you know? But also getting to a point where like my emotions is my emotions. You can say whatever you want. You say my emotions ain't valid, then I don't know what to tell you. Cause at the end of the day, I feel how I feel. And if you ain't gonna respect that, you can get out of my life. I don't want you here. If you're not gonna help me to build, if you're not gonna be here to sit with me while I cry or feel the way I feel, I don't need you. I don't want you, you know? But right now I would say it's one of my homeboys, or actually really the whole friend group, for real. And my roommate. My parents, I want to be more open with them too, because I mean, there came a time where they didn't truly understand my emotions and how I was feeling at some points. And I mean, they're trying now. We're in a better spot now. So I want to try to be more open with them too. What struggle have you been carrying silently? I'm gonna be honest, I'm struggling with, you know, seeing how things are gonna work. Right now, trying to figure out finances and whatnot, and then understanding things with my wife and everything. I'm trying to understand, and that's my biggest struggle, just understanding and hoping for her to understand too. Cause I still have a problem with shutting down. I'm shutting down a lot because it's not that I don't know how to be open, but I feel like just because of past events, I don't truly feel like I'm being heard for real. So really it's more understanding and finances that's kind of a struggle for me right now. Now I'm not saying that you can tell me what it is that you're struggling with down below. If you tell me down in the comments below, you'd probably be surprised how many other people are probably, you know, feeling the same way. And which, if you do, I am proud of you. Thank you for being open and honest. If you tell me, I'll read through them and I will I'll heart it, reply to it, say whatever I can, and appreciate you for being open and honest. The key thing here is real spiritual strength isn't bottling things and holding things in. It's not pretending that you're unbreakable. Real strength is being humble enough to say, I need help. I'm struggling. I really need assistance with this. Or I need a shoulder to cry on. Because true healing begins the moment you take your mask off. If this video spoke to you, I want you to reflect on something tonight. What's one thing you struggle with that you haven't brought into fruition yet? And what would it look like if you brought it into the light? Not with everyone, but someone you trust, and even giving it to him. Because the strongest Christian men aren't the ones who don't struggle. They're the ones who bring it to Christ and their brothers, or family, or friends, or anybody that they trust. That's gonna be it for this time. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Sayonara.